Hello and welcome to this video. In this video, I'm going to be reacting to greenisnotnick, who I've also reacted to before in a Snowy Joe video. Well, it was a video about Snowy Joe, which I went on to make a video about how he's a plagiarist, and also, just sort of stuff there. Anyway, getting to the point, this video is it's about reaction content. Now, hopefully, I'm allowed to use this video. Hopefully I'm told not to. I think this is transformative, but who knows. Anyway, let's dive into the video, and yeah.
This video is sponsored by Function of Beauty. More on that later. Hi, happy Monday.
That automated voice? I'll try.
Did you guys know that there are these channels out there that just like sit there and watch something and then respond to it over and over again?
That's me, I guess. But that's not all I do though. Although in fairness there are channels that's not all they do. But then they are,
Saying that's what I do?
Well,
no, you silly goose. Of course that's not what I do. Stop that. Stop you. Recently, I learned about these channels that just watch a string of loosely related TikToks in a row, just like fed to them by a producer, and then they just give like a normal reaction while watching them.
There's that. I don't think I do that. I try to pick videos where I actually have like something to do with it, whether like it's educational videos or videos that are not educational, that are factually incorrect. They might be videos that are not intended to be educational but are actively, harming people's education, or generally I try to avoid looking at content which is bad. So sometimes it'll be adding to a creator who has reacted to something like that, and but yeah, when you do react to that's problematic. If it's got a theme that's good, like if you are a doctor, for example, or a nurse, or someone involved in the medical profession, and you're reacting to people's bad medical takes or medical things on these social media sites, I guess that's fair, because you're putting a professional, or even if you're not even if you quit med school, or you weren't able to afford to do it, because in most countries you're not, and instead you don't technically have the qualification, but you do have the study and you do have the research done. Even if you don't technically have the qualification, just saying, I really wanted to be a nurse, but unfortunately in my country they're really expensive to train, in that argument approach, you could say, well, I guess that's fine, because you have something to give there, which is, I wouldn't already know, that kind of thing, or I probably wouldn't know, you know what I mean. Anyway, moving on.
It's like if your friend was sitting next to you on the couch just scrolling through TikTok and kind of thinking out loud.
In fairness though, that's kind of gaming YouTubers, isn't it? Like, that's a lot of gaming YouTubers. Just if your friend was playing a game. Like, I do not have consoles because I never had the money to buy them. So, but now and again, I'd be over at someone's house, as a child, and I would be looking at their console. They'd have a console. They'd be like, "Oh, I'm just gonna play," and they play a game. I had, a relation for who they were playing a game, and it was, I was watching them play the game, and that's kind of thing. They're basically the equivalent of a gaming YouTuber. They're playing a game. I'm watching them play the game. I can see the game and I can see the reaction. That kind of thing. That's practically what a gaming YouTuber is. So, it's also kind of going after gaming YouTubers.
That's kind of what this is like. There's no commentary, there's no input on any sort of thing. There's rarely a theme. It's just sort of like a lot of similar, I don't know. I know it sounds like exactly what I do, but I swear it's different. I know it sounds.
I mean, it kind of is. I think I'm sort of in the middle. Like, the editing side of things, and I wasn't trying to edit this, obviously, so, but I think I'm sort of in the middle, anyway, just the same.
Sounds like exactly what I do, but I swear I swear on my life that it's different. Today I'm going to show you 2 of these reaction channels, I guess, that we reviewed on twitch.tv/niggasnotgreen. And I'm gonna hate on them. Full disclaimer, full transparency on my part, I am a hater in this video. The main point of these channels is just to have a producer feed them content for 10 minutes until they can upload it for AdSense and make a ton of money off of it. So
yeah.
No soul in these videos, and I'm gonna hate on them. You'll see why. You'll see why I hate them so much. I'm sorry if I come on too strong about hating content, but to me, and you'll see me later in the video talk about this probably, but my belief is that these channels are just leeching content directly off of other people and turning it into their own. There is such a
I do try to ask for permission. Unfortunately, sometimes, you know, the person doesn't respond. For example, last week tonight, I tried to get their permission to react to their videos. They didn't respond. And, you know, at times, so I have published no permission before, but, you know, yeah, but, you know, I do try to ask for permission anyway. I always try to send a message out. Unfortunately, I have sometimes, like Hassan, I wasn't able to get his email, so I wasn't able to try and find him. I thought I had his email, which was annoying. I asked him permission, then he didn't get back to me. I published the video. I was like, oh, I'll take it down if they say no. And then it turned out the email wasn't real. Yeah, it wasn't a real email. So, you know, at times, you know, sometimes it's unsure whether someone got permission. If they do permission, I guess it's kind of fine. You know, even if they're not adding something to it, you know, if they got permission, you know. But ultimately, yeah, I think though sometimes, you know, there's things like
a thing is transformative content. It falls under copyright law, and it's a big basis to how we run our channels for a lot of commentary people. But a lot of people will come in and exploit the system and basically show.
Interestingly, copyright tends to mostly only cover bigger content, and ultimately bigger content tends to be a lot harder to legally argue, you know, fair use and transformative, because it's like, I'm not sure if you're showing the full thing or even if you're just showing major clips of it. I don't think it really matters in there. It's just like, well, no, because people will deliberately watch a video where someone is reacting to it, and they'll be adding stuff, but they'll deliberately watch the video in order to watch the thing. And this is the problem. I think ultimately transformative content shouldn't be allowed if the content is behind a paywall, because then you're skirting around the person's wishes for people to pay for the content by saying, oh look, it's transformative. Except if the paywall is like a scam and you're critiquing the fact that there's a paywall. But if you're not critiquing the fact that there's a paywall for this content, then I think you shouldn't be allowed to go behind a paywall and react to that. You know, tell people about it, recap it, sure, I do that, you know, well, I won't do that anyway, you know, you recap it, all the stuff, yeah, sure, but showing it, that becomes problematic, and that's why I think that's where it becomes an issue. But if, and this is why I try to only react to YouTube videos, I only try to react to content which is not behind a paywall to begin with, so, you know, I'm not stopping the person from, you know, getting people to sign up to their thing. So this is why I would never, you know, do that sort of thing where you would go behind a paywall and then react to that there, you know, that kind of thing. Don't think that's okay, but if it is on YouTube, I think it's fine as long as it's transformative. Yeah.
Show other people's content with minimal commentary or dialogue from themselves about the content, and then they'll just make millions of dollars off of it.
Oh, like, that is true. Some reaction content has yeah. Some of that stuff is quite, it's quite profitable. You know, you see a reaction video where it has like 10 million views, just like, a couple of those and you could literally buy a house. Whereas I will have to work for my entire life and never buy a house. I will just spend the entire time paying rent to someone so that they can increase their net worth. And then when they die, they can give it to their children or other relation, whatever, you know. How wonderful.
Like straight up, both channels we're gonna watch today definitely make more money off of one of these videos than probably all of the creators combined in the videos that they're actually reacting to. So unfortunately, if you don't want me to be a hater today, it's a little too late to request a day off. I know none of this intro really makes sense, but let's just dive into it so you can see what I'm talking about.
Welcome everybody. Welcome back to the second channel on YouTube. It's called greenisnotnick. That's my channel. Welcome to it, and it's YouTube, and we're here. Today we're gonna talk about an epidemic that I have been wanting to talk about for a while. Reaction channels.
Oh, yeah. This is kind of reaction channel.
Save 10% or more with
Booking.com, for example. They are horrible people. No offense meant. They will sometimes get you deals, but unfortunately they do. They are really only good if you're going to book like a corporate hotel. If you're booking any sort of small business, local sort of stuff, locally owned, even if the person is like a millionaire, it's still bad because it takes from that person's wealth. Sure, that would be fine. Except sometimes it does more. It actually takes from like a family might run a little hotel, and then on Booking.com they'll just full on, you know, take a big slice of the money they would have made. And it's like, but then they have to put the prices up or cut like the amount of money they make. And if they're making such a low amount of money, then ultimately it's like, yeah, they either have to die or put the prices up, which means that it costs more, which means that their entire point of getting you a deal is null and void. And they also force a lot of these hotels that are a lot smaller and can't force Booking.com to, you know, strike a deal with them to go only with Booking.com. So like you must book with Booking.com. Most companies do this for smaller people. You know, I've tried to narrate books before. I've tried to publish books before where they'll say, oh, for exclusive rights, you'll get 70% of the royalties. But if you don't want exclusives, it'll be 30%. It's like, okay, so I'm making tiny amounts of money off this. It's not like I'm making tons of money off Apple Books or whatever. So it doesn't matter. I may as well go with the exclusive stuff because, you know, feck it, like, you know, it's not going to be much use to me. I mean, it's not like I'm going to make a ton of money out of it. I'm probably not going to make any money.
But not just your normal reaction channels where you give some input and you know, talk about stuff, kind of what we do. So
actually, let's face it, I'm not going to make any money. God, what are we talking about?
Sometimes on this channel, these are channels that are dedicated to just straight reacting, and there's two massive YouTube channels that I've been looking into that I want to talk about today. The first one is Mr. Beast Reacts, but I want to give you an idea of how
sometimes it's good to be a small creator like this size. I mean, it's of no use to you when it comes to, you know, financing the thing, but, you know, it means that when you make a video about a specific large creator who has a following of people who really, really love them and would really never like anything said about them, even if it is kind of true, you know, when that happens, sometimes you can get negative feedback, and sometimes the negative feedback isn't too much because, well, you're a small channel.
How wild this business is and how much money is being made from channels like this. Mr. Beast React is basically a channel where his producer feeds him TikTok after TikTok, video after video, and him and his pal reacts to it, and they just pump them out. They'll just stand there and they'll give a reaction to it, and it is a different side of YouTube that you have never probably seen before. It's very interesting.
Indeed.
And today I really want to dive into this and one more channel that I think really show how much money you can make off YouTube without doing anything.
In fairness though, it's somewhat hard to build off a reaction channel only. You know, like this channel is not a simply reaction channel. Most reaction channels that are just reaction channels don't make it beyond like 50,000 subscribers. So for example, Mr. Beast Reacts was originally Mr. Beast's like life hacks. It was really, you should look at the older videos. So it wasn't originally a Mr. Beast Reacts, actually. It was previously, it was changed so that there was a new focus just specifically on reaction content. So that's the thing. It was originally like alternative content from Mr. Beast, and that's the thing. It built off that, and also the Mr. Beast channel, main channel, which built up, also sent viewers in. This is technically, I guess, my main channel because I like this is my most like my full-on videos will go here. But you know, that's the thing. So it's not always the case when they do build it up. It generally mean you can't generally build a massive following off reaction content because, well, you're small. I'm not going to test that, but you know, once they are big, he's right. You know, they are at that point they do become, you know, very profitable.
Anything. Someone said Noel does that, but his are gold. No, it's not like that though. Noel like gives input. He like, you know, extrapolates things and gives his input on certain things and gives his opinion. That's not what we're watching today.
You see, the main thing I would say is when you give people a shout out. Because I've seen channels that have like almost 30 million subscribers and they'll do like, oh, the funniest TikToks in the last time since we did this video. And it was like, that's, I guess, good because you've got the people's names in and people have actually thanked that person because it sent them clapped their way. But unfortunately, some reaction channels seem to deliberately not give the person credit for some reason. Just to make it clear, this video is from greenisnotnick. So, you know, if you want to look at their content, go to the greenisnotnick channel. It should be in the description, the link to it. All that sort of stuff. All that sort of stuff should be in there. And some channels just don't do that for some reason. You know. Anyway, the point I'm making is ultimately, yeah, it's just, you do, while sometimes it can be a good thing, this because it can lead to being shouted out. Although you always do feel though sometimes this thing with like the whole attitude of like, oh, you're being paid in exposure. How much exposure? Not that much. There's exposure, but most of them aren't going to convert to you, to be honest. You know, but still. You know, you get it's like when you are involved in a movie, but you don't get paid anything. I mean, you're involved in it, and you've got a pretty high up role in it, but you don't because you're not famous. You don't get really paid at all, but you still get your name in the credits. See, isn't that good? You get paid in exposure. Yeah, it's not really much exposure. It's, you can point to it. I was in this famous video, but like, you know, it doesn't actually give you that much. But you know, sometimes it can. Sometimes it can.
Today. Oh yeah, we do have to talk about, someone mentioned it in the chat. Every thumbnail is the same face. He's got maybe two he goes between. Open pog mouth and regular pog mouth. And he uses the same photo almost for every single one. He'll stretch it out for multiple videos.
In fairness, I think Mr. Beast is a fairly busy person, so that while the editor, well, you can hire editors, the face thing would be an issue when it comes to doing another face. Although actually, I've looked at this before. You could technically get like a freeze frame from one of his other videos if you were an editor. So I think that's more of the editor's fault, really, because you could take a freeze frame from one of from his main videos, or any video really, and just take a freeze frame and then just like, you know, remove the background, and then boom, you've got yourself a Mr. Beast face. There you go. And ultimately, you could do that. You know, it would take a bit of time, but you know, if you are hiring an editor, you could get them to do that. But I think ultimately that is a thing. No offense to the editors, you know, sometimes in these cases it's not their fault, because you know, you're editing a lot of content and you know, no one really thinks about that sort of, because this is the job to get edited. But you know, maybe, you know, do that.
Not only that, but the actual thumbnails are bizarre. Like, look at this. It's like airbrushed and photoshopped where his teeth are like perfectly whitened and he has no wrinkles.
In fairness, this is what happens when you give someone the job of doing thumbnails. And you say to them, get the best thumbnail. And they sort of just have to keep improving. And at some point they're just like, do I start from the start? Or do I improve on this? Okay, I guess I'll airbrush it a little bit, make the teeth white. Yeah, make it pop out. Yeah, there we are. I mean, I've got more tricks in the bag, but they're really minor. You won't really notice them. They won't be more clickable, really. Fine. We'll increase this a little bit more. We'll I guess we'll make this object. We'll put this object in. Okay, is that it? You know, that's problematic. It is a problem once YouTubers begin to reach this point where, like, you see this in major, you know, even YouTubers who only have like 10 million subscribers, they have loads of money coming in, so they just pay editors and they pay actors sometimes for some content and all this other stuff. And at the end of the day, it just becomes so much. The creator, are they really the creator at this point? Is so devoid from the content. Sometimes this isn't necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes content evolves and it gets better and better. Obviously, if you have 100 actors in your movie that you're doing, yeah, you're not going to be involved in every little thing if you are also acting in every scene. So you know what I mean? It's these things become problematic when you expand a base that there's loads of people working on something where it's like, well, this person just has to just keep doing their job, you know. Anyway,
and he's got these weird, like, it looks so bizarre. It's very weird. Let's watch one of them. My favorite video, World's Luckiest People. Phil,
imagine winning the lottery
he jumps right into it.
in the same day. The same day. Or literally being in the center of a tornado and surviving. These are the luckiest people to ever live. Motorbike crash recovery. Oh.
Nothing like showing how much you're a philanthropist by putting Beast Philanthropy on your t-shirt.
We've all seen this.
Whoa!
Just slides and then just walks.
Hey, he's like, I can't believe I'm still alive.
Still going.
That's crazy. Those suits got to be made out of like Kevlar. I don't know if that's real. I just like saying Kevlar.
Oh, his foot got stuck on his parachute?
You know,
So he's like, he goes, World's Luckiest People. And then immediately it's a video of someone whose foot got stuck in their parachute and they're about to die while skydiving.
yeah, they were.
well, in fairness, it depends on what you view it as. You know, do you view it as you know, the person is lucky because of they work free? Like, if you had to choose dying because of the impact from dying or having massive injuries from the impact of having the parachute working, or you thinking that's going to happen and then having trauma for the rest of your life, and but you being physically fine because, you know, it happened just in time. I mean, it depends really. You know, some people prefer the one where they don't have trauma forever. It depends how painful, each one is. But obviously, if you're choosing between you living ordinarily, not necessarily a good life, just living your ordinary life, and living a life with trauma, yeah, I think I prefer the one where I just didn't go skydiving in the first place, and it's fine. And presumably, though, if you're gonna go skydiving, you've got a bit of wealth in you, so you should be, you know, if you're not going skydiving, you're not doing all those things, you haven't actually experienced that trauma, you probably will be fine. Obviously, after the trauma, it would be a different story. But, you know, just saying, there in fairness to them, there is a bit of luck involved, but it's more once you accept the fact that the person has got stuck, then it's lucky. But obviously, you could argue, what if the person just wasn't stuck?
Yo, I could not literally think of anything more terrifying.
The whole time they're like,
I can think of something more terrifying. What if you woke up and there's a big shark in your room and someone was pointing a gun at you, and your family was... Forget about it, okay? Anyways, this person's so lucky.
like gonna die. Okay, I'm good. Oh, it's pretty. Yeah,
Like that would be traumatic, very traumatic.
rush they probably got from that was insane, I bet.
The rush?
Oh,
That's not lucky, though.
this guy's crossing a road. Oh, snap.
That is not lucky. That's not.
Once again, it's like a type of luck, but like, yeah, I mean, oh yeah, it's like it's a type of luck, you know. Yeah,
It's not lucky.
Oh, it is bomb-proof. Okay, they're good.
Is that a robot?
No, that's a person.
Why?
If you got a suit that's supposed to withhold against explosions, you gotta, put it to the test.
Are you?
And that's not lucky. If you build a suit that is made to survive explosions.
yeah. In fairness, that is not lucky. Yeah, that's not lucky if you made it to do that. You know, like that's not lucky for any reason. Like it worked. It was designed to work. I mean, that's not necessarily lucky. It would be the worst luck ever if it didn't work. And it's like you put yourself to that unnecessarily and didn't work. No, that would be bad if it didn't work. But if it did work, it's not really luck. It's just expected.
And you're putting a person in the explosions. How is that lucky? That's what's supposed to happen, right? But let me just give you a better idea. I'm just gonna play the video for like 20 seconds and just let you experience uncut without my commentary, like what these videos are like. Okay, watch this.
He's like, that one.
Oh, look, butt scoots down. Nice. Oh, I've done this before. All right, they got orange drink, so they're gonna get water to hit orange drink to hit Pepsi. Good job.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
You honestly couldn't write a better movie script.
I mean, a bit insulting, but.
Oh, look at those reeds. I want to go scuba diving.
Go with Scuba Jake.
Yeah, hey, Scuba Jake, hit me up. I want to go scuba. Look at that.
Wait, his friend dropped his phone?
Holy crap.
And it was still getting text messages. That's crazy.
All right, a convenient ambulance.
Oh! He's like, no, he was just laying there.
That's dark humor, I guess. Yeah, last week, I was on the road and I fell over and I pretty much was in a road traffic accident. But luckily there was an ambulance right by. I mean, it didn't stop.
And they're going,
Oh, it did stop.
oh!
Sorry. I beg your forgiveness. No, apparently it did stop. But it's a bit of a talky moment because, like, yeah, it's funny because I almost died.
Oh! Yo, he said, hey, y'all want a good shot? How about this?
What happens if he was going to land on the boat?
Boat's right here.
Okay, so let me give you this is my favorite part of the video right here. First of all, landing on your bike in the middle of in an intersection isn't lucky.
Yeah, no,
But
that is an example of, like, someone would say for a dark humor thing. Which, by the way, just for people to be aware, do you know the difference between dark and edgy humor? Because I've seen some people before, they just don't, they seem to mix them up. It's like, that's not dark. Like, dark humor would be like telling a joke like that.
But listen to this joke. Listen to this whale. I just want you to hear the whale dialogue. Listen to this.
What happens if he was going to land on the boat?
Boat's right here.
Yeah.
Whale's right here.
Yep. Oh, shoot. Me scared.
I know.
He's like, Mr. Beast always asks like the worst. He's like, what would have happened if the whale landed on the boat? They would have died, Mr. Beast.
Now, come on now. That I mean, when you're rushing about the place, you need to make a video every single, these kind of things, you're not always able to ask the best questions. Sometimes that happens with me. I don't have the most amount of time, so these things happen. You ask questions like that.
They would have died. That's what would have happened. What do you mean? The boat here, this here. What are you adding?
Oh, shoot. Me scared.
Dude said me scared.
I know. Don't do that sort of stuff like, oh yeah, he said that.
Also, the explosion is like it's not even fully keyed out, and
I think that's part of the joke.
it's square in the middle of the screen, and then it just tracks in the middle. They don't even.
Oh, shoot. Me scared.
And listen, I don't have anything against Mr. Beast besides this. You know, I don't really care what goes on in his other life. I
mean, you don't need to say it like that. That kind of implies, you know, but you know, just say you don't need to say it like that.
I think a lot of the times people give him too much crap, but like this is just too far. Out of everything that he's done, even the prison videos where he's like, I want to survive in prison.
Well, technically that last one wasn't him, it was somebody else, which, you know, I discussed it like you do have an issue of clickbait increasing in Mr. Beast videos, you know. But you know, the whole thing where it was like the whole point of Mr. Beast was like he would pay to have like sets where it would be like loads of money to pay for it, but it would be basically if clickbait was real. So it was like a clickbait title, but it would actually be real, and that was the whole appeal to it. Like you click on it and you'd actually get what you told you get. But there's been increasingly amounts of clickbait, but weirdly kind of pointless clickbait. You know, like a lot of channels have like clickbait where it's just, yeah, definitely, this is definitely gonna happen, this video doesn't happen. But guess what, you spent the whole video waiting for it to happen. So I actually have the full video in you know, in retention, and also I've got all that watch time, and as well like all the views. I'm not understanding these videos, I'm like, you know, the way you get all the money off you now, sir. And the point is that ultimately some clickbait is just, it's kind of necessary to be clickbait in order to have such a success, in order to have such a retention time for that video file. You need it to be clickbait because people need to be like waiting for it to come. Well, when is it gonna come? It's gonna come. It's gonna come. It's gonna come. You know, that kind of thing. But you know,
for 24 hours.
Jenga master it.
Jenga.
Jenga these nuts. Oh, is he?
there's no need to do that.
He said Jenga these nuts, like unironically though.
How to karate chop it?
He's just giving a test bump.
Oh, this guy's nice with it.
Oh! Hey, he's
world's luckiest people, dude.
Pole vaulter?
82nd time of asking.
Gotta get rid of the
This is not lucky. Watch this.
pole. Gotta get rid of the pole.
It almost like impales him. How is that lucky?
Gets hit by a tornado apparently. Let's see this.
Yeah, that.
Hit by a tornado. Does he just not see it coming? Oh my god!
Oh.
It like
How is
spawned
this
on top of
lucky?
it.
Snap.
There was a car that fine because it.
Look, then this guy gets almost impaled with a tree.
Happened to me and it's terrifying. 'Cause
Not lucky. Car comes into this place and this lady somehow survives. Not lucky.
And they're like,
oh!
Tree almost lands on a car. Not lucky. Jeep almost falls backwards, but somehow it doesn't. That's not
Like
lucky. Bear doesn't attack a person because
I think these are situations in which they're lucky when you accept the circumstances before, like, taking an examination. You were lucky enough to get a good grade. I mean, that's because you had to, life kind of forces you to have that examination as, your basis for your entire sort of requirement as a human being to live and to eat. So ultimately, if you get a bad grade, it wrecks your life. But, basically, you're lucky once you take into account everything before. And in some cases, things before were very much not lucky at all.
it's very close to them. That's not lucky.
Sad. I would the serp.
Girl drops a birthday cake on the ground and the lights happen to still be on. Not lucky. They watch a very fake video of a box falling out of a
See how
car.
lucky this box is. Oh!
Definitely not real because it happens twice. Funny enough, I watched this video, I think with like Derek and Ethan on Discord or something, and we talked about it for like 20 minutes about how it's so obviously fake.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't make any sense. It's very obviously...
It has to bounce out and then bounce back. But that's not how force would work. Force would bounce if it's gonna bounce forward, then why would it bounce back in increasing distance? Like, it's a moving vehicle, so the distance away from where it bounced out is more. It's more as it's actively traveling once the box has left the vehicle, and it's more when the box has hit the ground and it's bouncing back up, surely. And if it's coming back in, that's increasing distance. So, yeah.
Obviously, they're just recording the back of a truck and then they masked out the back of it and then, you know, did the VFX on it. But I looked it up, and every article and every tweet and everything about it, no one ever questions whether or not it's real. No one ever does. Let's take a quick second to talk about our sponsor for the video, Function of Beauty.
Okay.
Your hair looks so good. You have the best hair. Your hair good. Ooga booga. Good hair,
Thank you.
Nick. These are phrases that I hear every single
Oh.
day by millions.
I mean, you. Okay. I'll show your hair. It's very nice. Yeah.
Of people. But hey, I wasn't born knowing how to make my hair look the way it does now, and I'm still constantly learning how to take care of this beast on my head and make it look better every single day. My hair happens to be a lot thicker and curlier than the rest of my family, and so I never really took care of it the right way, as you can see by looking at some of my past YouTube videos.
Ah, no. What's this? Skip.
And over the past year, I've been trying a lot harder to learn how to take care of my hair and what it needs to be healthier. And Function of Beauty was a big part in learning how to better love my hair and take care of it. I haven't tried custom hair care in the past, but when Function of Beauty reached out and had me customize products that were made specifically for my hair types and goals, I was super excited to try it out. I have a really dry scalp, so I told Function of Beauty that my goals were that I wanted to moisturize and replenish my hair, and then I also wanted my hair to be less frizzy because I have a big issue with that. And ever since I started using their products, I've been seeing a good change in my hair compared to the actual products that I've just been buying from the store. I got to pick the color, the scent, and even add a name onto the bottle. Of course, I had to make it say Function of Bambi, so everyone knows that these bottles are for me and me only. So far, I've had a great time using Function of Beauty's hair products, and I'd recommend it to anyone who wants to take the next step into better taking care of their hair. The products are cruelty-free, sulfate-free, vegan, and have a focus on sustainability, so you know that your hair care is coming from a good place. You just gotta take a little quiz, and
How much are they?
then they'll send it right to you. Easy as that. So if you want to join me and take the next steps in your hair journey, click on the link in my description below to get 20% off your first 16-ounce custom set of shampoo and conditioner. Thank you again to Function of Beauty for sponsoring this video. Let's get back to the fun.
How much does it cost though? Because that really is important in a sponsorship thing. How much does it cost? You know, there are like VPN services like NordVPN, which is just full on, just way overpriced. And by sponsoring them, you're effectively just lying to your fans. You know, they're saying like, yeah, and it's a VPN service. Get the VPN service. It's like, but what? Yeah, sure. Let's say I do get a VPN service. Why would I go with NordVPN? NordVPN is way overpriced. Way overpriced. Like, and that's in comparison. That's not like, oh, they've got massive control over the market, so they're able to set the price whatever they like. No, it's like there are literally tons of other VPN services that do not cost that much. You know? So it's just like, you know? Like, you are just scamming people out of their money. Which is why I prefer to see, if there is a VPN advertisement, I prefer to see people like doing like Surfshark or Atlas or those kind of things. Because while they are also still fairly expensive, they're not as expensive as some of the other ones.
Fun. Oh, guy tries to skydive and or
It's like
paraglide and accidentally
hits the
runs
thing.
into
Yeah.
a building.
Oh, okay.
Not lucky.
this has to be epic.
I think the lucky
This has to be epic, dude.
thing is something
Golf
interesting
thing.
happening in golf.
Wait.
What?
Oh!
That ball just wanted to.
See, that's kind of lucky. This is not lucky. I'm spending the whole video talking about the semantics of the video. It's not lucky though.
I mean-
What about this? Real versus fake commercials.
This burger isn't real. Phony! This is what it actually looks like when you order it.
That's a sham.
This commercial was filmed with a toy car. Just use a real one. We're gonna go behind the scenes of commercials and expose them. Let's see how they make a burger in a commercial.
All right.
This seems pretty
They're not exposing them though. These videos have already been made, right?
normal.
Oh,
They're exposing them to the audience that hasn't seen the video already, without giving credit to the original video. Yeah.
wait a minute. You can't eat toothpicks or makeup sponges.
They're putting makeup on a burger.
You're making a pretty burger.
All right, so that's the real burger. That's
No,
Making it pretty, bro? That's pretty meaning.
That's not the real burger though. It's not, because they got the standard burger. They didn't get the supreme burger. They didn't get the look. This is the burger. It's got lettuce. It's got onions. It's got tomato. They're only showing the one that has onions, cheese, and then like I maybe there's lettuce and tomato under there, but like that's definitely not the same burger, right? Because if there's 2 tomatoes and these are red onions, the other.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if you have that in your advertisements, like if you're to that level of like difference, you're gonna be investigated with advertising authority, because they're just gonna you can't just be like, yeah, well, look at that now. We're gonna show you something which is completely different, and we're gonna say that's the thing you're gonna have, right? Because that makes total sense, right? Because that's the burger you want, right? I mean, it's not the burger you want, really, but you know, yeah, it is technically an advertising scam, you know.
The other ones are white onions, because the McDonald's, the like full burgers are different than the regular cheeseburgers.
Oh, is that how they get the slow-mo fall?
I guess that's way cheaper. Hey, that's satisfying.
And here I thought they just went into a Subway and just dropped stuff.
That's not the same commercial. This one is a Subway sandwich. And this one is a burger. That's 2 different. They didn't even show the final product. I am so annoyed.
CGI these nuts.
Dang it.
Now old.
What is going on?
Wait, is this how they give her?
Oh, that makes sense. You can kind of see it a little bit.
Interesting. That is
That is a 5-minute crafts commercial. So literally 5-minute crafts. That's not a real commercial. I'm gonna lose my mind.
Wait a minute. Did he have to cook the camera?
Rich.
Pepsi's got a good can.
Yeah, Pepsi does have a good can.
I mean, for how...
Oh, you can tell this is filmed a long time ago. You can't do this anymore. You can't just throw a bunch of plastic in the street. Screw the environment. We got a TV to advertise.
Dude, you guys promote NFTs. You can't talk about the environment.
Yeah, that is true. They were caught up in an NFT scam, which I have talked about before, and I'm just going to clarify that now. When I say NFT scam, I do not think Mr. Beast thought it was a scam. He got a call from people who are, you know, into scamming people, same as, you know, they've scammed people in cryptocurrencies before, and he got a call and was told, yeah, invest in this. What do you think happened when he sold it? Oh, the person who bought it. Oh, the last person who had it, they lost a ton of money. Now, at some point, right, I don't really care. Like, once you're starting paying, like 10 million, at that point, feck you, you know, like, you know, you're just an idiot if you got that level of money and you just waste it like that. But, of course, it's still not very good, because the people who are taking it from you are scammers, and they're not going to use it in good ways, because they're going to use it to then invest in even bigger scams and spend more money to get money out of people, and that's the problem. So while yes, it's not necessarily a bad thing that you lost money because you're a fucking idiot who spent 10 million on an NFT, you know, but the point is, don't buy things. This is my problem with people who are like, oh yeah, you know, you can be rich, right? No, you can be rich with like NFTs and cryptocurrencies if you are the original person who published it, or if you bought it like at a pre-market value, you know, like if someone like deliberately tried to inflate the value by selling it off to their friend. Point is, you are not in that position. If you're not in that position, okay, so how are you gonna make any money? Because unless you can see that level is like always, like it's never dropped, then you cannot confirm for sure that you will be able to do that. Anyway, I'm just saying, you know, these things are kind of important, you know.
You just can't. I'm sorry. Freaking your guy's best friend is a NFT creator, like content creator, straight up, kind of based. Yeah, it would be based if it wasn't them saying it. I really want to get boiled down to like this is some good.
Like that really annoyed me to see Mr. Beast basically embrace NFTs, but not just like, oh guys, I'm just like you. I went and bought an NFT without ever, you know, being able to check the information, because you can't, because that's not how it works. So yeah, it's a stupid thing to do, because you're very likely to be scammed. No. Don't worry though, I was a pre-market person. Yeah, before they were released to other people, I bought a ton of them, which massively inflated their value to beyond what they really should be, because, you know, I bought them, and ultimately that's the thing. they should be worthless because they're literally nothing. But yeah, you know, basically the stock market, for example, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, they're all sort of in this area. They're basically just all gambling. The only problem is cryptocurrencies and, you know, NFTs are far easier to fix. Just far easier, because you can own basically an entire coin and just be like, yeah, that's the equivalent of owning a currency. You go total control of the coin, and you just able to do anything you like with it. Basically, just don't really like when people promote this stuff, and it's kind of annoying to me when I see people who are, you know, made tons of money off cryptocurrencies, and they just think, like, if you're rich, obviously, yeah, you know, yeah. How do you think scammers, that like the actual people who run scam centers aren't rich? They are. Now, people who are actually scamming people, are they rich all the time? Generally, no, but you know, but the people who run the operation are very much so.
Good crap right here. World's cutest animals.
Opens his own presents.
Chief does this. It's so freaking cute. Oh, he got headphones.
His dog's name is Chief, so then they put a Master Chief helmet on him.
Keeps right in the Roomba, never lets it charge. Then get upset when it won't turn on.
Yeah, that cat has been so bored, and then it found that Roomba, and it's like, sweet, I got a go-kart now. Oh my God.
Monkey driving a golf cart.
Yo, this
is awesome though.
Yeah,
that's adorable.
I do love cats though. Listen, that's enough with that. Just so everyone knows, disclaimer, this is a hater video, okay? I'm not gonna deny it. I'm hating, okay?
Now,
so
in fairness, you know, 463,000 subscribers, that's a lot of subscribers, you know, just saying.
I know it's not super productive. I know I'm not adding anything to the conversation, but I don't like it. Next up, we're going to talk about the other person that I want to talk about, and that is SNIPERWOLF.
Oh.
If you guys don't know SNIPERWOLF, she has 31.5 million subscribers.
Oh,
and it's very similar. I think this is kind of what inspired Mr. Beast to start Beast Reacts, where almost every thumbnail is the same exact image. She makes a video every single day, and each one.
Reaction content is very, like, if I had all my time, like this, if I had all my time in all the world, like I didn't have to do other stuff, then, you know, I could make one every single day, definitely. And if then I was to make a ton of money out of it, and I was to able to get like you know, pay an editor and like pay someone to give me them and like research them, then I would be able to do like 3 a day. Reaction content is very simple once you start getting into the high flies of income, but obviously it's a lot, you know. This is why I have a lot more appreciation for people who do reaction content and do, you know, performative ones when they are a lot smaller. You know, like myself, I just, you know, you don't have much time at all. It's at all, you know, but you don't.
One gets anywhere from like 3 million to like 7 million views, and it's
definitely around 20 grand.
It is bizarre. It is bizarre to watch. And the thing I want you to know about SNIPERWOLF is that within a sentence, she will change her voice and how she talks like 3 different times. She has her normal voice, she has this voice where she kind of acts kind of dumb, and then she has a voice that's full on black accent.
Oh, she's racist too. I didn't realize.
And she'll switch between them, like without even missing a beat, and it is wild. So let's start off with.
I mean, if it wasn't for the racism, that might be oppressive, you know, the way. Because the thing is, ultimately, that might be oppressive if it wasn't for the racism, you know.
Creative people on another level. Just the newest one. It was 4 hours ago.
Hello, friends. It's me, and today we're checking out some very creative people. I sketched out some stuff. Oh,
well, it's not you anyway.
Spider-Man. What kind of juicy markers are those? Oh, they look so delicious. They're like paint markers. Oh, that really pops. And why'd you put Superman on it? Got the Marvel logo. Oh, that came out so good. Wait, am I like insane, or did I see Superman. There's too many S's. Spider-Man, Superman.
She said there's too many S's. This is her YouTube channel name. Huh? Too many S's? What about TikToks that are actually relatable?
Hello friends, it's me. And today we're watching some relatable TikToks. When washing hands.
It just happens so quickly. It's like a 4-second intro and then just 10 minutes of like back-to-back reacting.
In someone's house. Uh-oh. Which towel? Which towel do I wipe my hands with? Yeah, TikToks get a little too specific. Cause like I'll do this, and if a man lives in that house or uses the bathroom, I know where that towel has been. And let me tell you, not just
What? What are you suggesting there? You know, like, as a man, I can say, my hands, that's where it's been, like, you know, not really anywhere else.
not just his hands, not just his face. It's going the canyon where the sun don't shine. Most of the time I'll get toilet paper and wipe my hands.
Okay, either that's false or you need to stop hanging around those men because they're not everyone. And you see, sometimes you have to sort of make concessions when everybody is doing something. But when everybody is not doing something, it's just the people you're surrounded by, you have to at some point think, how about we just don't have that?
Hands with it, or I'll just like
Like, that's not her real voice, right?
furiously shake them dry. I ain't gonna use somebody's bath towel.
I'm not a visual effects artist, okay?
I thought it would just burn down your house, like not explode. Like if you didn't blow the candle out before.
I'm not a visual effects artist, okay?
I thought it would just burn down your house, like not explode. Like if you didn't blow the candle out before you went to bed, like.
I don't even know what to say, right? And I don't mean to be a hater. Well, I am. I do mean to be a hater. This is a hater video. I have to accept that. I keep feeling bad, but I really only feel bad.
Well, it depends. I mean, you know, it depends if you are hating the person because of what they've done or hating the things that they have done. Like if someone, let's say, killed your child, obviously that would be a horrible thing to do. But if they also, you know, donated $1 million to, you know, cancer research, like, that's a good thing to do. And you might say, I don't want to be a hater, but they, you know, they did do that thing. It's like, well, yeah, you're not necessarily even being a hater. You're just saying, I don't really like this specific action, which is my excuse for, you know, bringing up things people have done, you know, because.
Bad because I know people are going to come in the comments and be like, you're being an asshole for no reason. She didn't do anything wrong. Yeah, she didn't do anything wrong. I don't care. I don't know. People keep saying that isn't she transphobic? Isn't she racist? I don't know. I probably would have mentioned that if I knew.
So I'm addicted to this. Not in a literal medical sense, but I don't think I could live without it. And it's very convenient.
It's for laundry. I thought the thing under the bed was cool, but this is literally a hole in your wall, and it's like a vacuum, and it like.
Yeah, she just explains exactly what just happened.
Yeah.
How would you fit jeans or like a full coat or anything in there, right? It would really only fit like t-shirts and shorts and underwear. Sorry, I know I'm just basically doing what she's doing at this point.
How about some
No, because you're adding to it. You're questioning it. You're saying, well, you know, how exactly would you fit this stuff in, you know? But you're not necessarily just saying, yeah. I mean, he's looking there and he's looking into the camera and he's down the microphone. And he's in a that's just telling you what the video is happening. But I guess in some cases that can be okay, you know.
Things. Avocado stick. Somebody took one look at a deodorant stick and was like, this is so easy to apply. Why can't it have avocado in it? And I just my toast. So they made an avocado stick. Just shove some avocado in there and just.
Yeah. Also, yeah.
What?
Someone said in chat, why is her audio so bad? Her footage is always overexposed, and her audio, she just uses like the camera audio. And I'm like, you make millions and millions and millions of dollars a year. Like millions of dollars a year. Like she makes a lot of money, and she doesn't have a microphone.
Yeah.
Like you could even put a microphone on top of the camera. You don't even have to get like a real.
I mean, it's weird because you see these people and oftentimes, I guess, reaction content is incredibly cheap to make. Like, literally the only thing that's costing me here is, you know, like to make the video is the electricity. That's pretty much it. But obviously, if you're making other content, so I guess if you are someone who exclusively makes reaction content, like I try not to have exclusive reaction content, I try to have a lot more other content as well, you know, then obviously, you know, costs can be fairly low. And sometimes, like, they're basically as low as you can get on YouTube, because you're literally, like, you're literally just paying for electricity. I mean, obviously you do need the internet to post the video, you know what I mean? But, you know, you're not really doing anything. But, you know, anyway.
Real one and sync the audio or anything. It is like so... I'm like, dude, I could make... If I wanted to, I could just scroll on TikTok and record footage for like 2 hours, 1 day a week. Just have an editor cut it up into little 10-minute videos. I'd make so much money. Oh, I'd make so much money. It'd be...
Would you though? I mean... Depends. You see, I've had channels before where I've had channels where I've shifted my content and I began to lose a ton of subscribers. I only had like, I didn't have many. When I say a ton, I mean like I lost like you know, the good few, the good few of the small amount that I had. So I'm just saying, obviously, maybe this doesn't apply to someone with a much larger, like by like 10,000 times. Well, no, more than that, like 100,000 times. My subscriber base, you know, that kind of thing. Maybe it doesn't apply there, but you know, if you do have a massive shift in content, you can, you know, lose subscribers / stagnates. You've got this kind of thing where it's like, well, you're constantly gaining subscribers, but there are also other people unsubscribing, so it kind of works itself out. But you know, it just you know, so it just, you do have to be careful with shifting your content. But also, yeah, you know, if you did that, you probably would make a ton of money.
I'd be filthy rich if I just went through my email and just picked everything someone said to me and I just scrolled through TikTok and looked at all the TikToks people sent to me. Man, it would be game over for me. I could retire like next year. But dude, would it feel awful to do. You'd finish doing the video and you'd be like, yep, I feel like I want to die now because I had nothing to say there.
Smear it on the toast. I think this.
Well, the point is ultimately that the money would probably be a great comeuppance to a lot of people. Yeah, they're just like, oh, I feel so, but I do want that yacht, so.
This would be better with butter. Butter on a stick on some hot toast. No knife necessary.
Dude, butter is a. What do you mean butter on a stick? That's what butter is. Comes in a stick.
Yeah.
Make another channel for that. That's a good idea. Pump a bunch of money into it.
It's I mean, I guess you could argue it's not necessarily. You know, the problem is butter is very you know, if it's hard, it's not going to go on the bread, and if it's soft, it's going to just melt. It's not going to stay in your stick. Unlike avocado, which is completely different. You know, texture.
I wonder if that'd be a funny video idea, trying to make a YouTube channel that just shills out like really shitty videos for views to try to make as much AdSense as I can.
You see, the issue is that you'd have to use your platform in order to put it there, because as I can attest to, I did not make any money off this channel. I mean, maybe in the future I will, I probably won't, but you know, that kind of thing. Like, the point is, ultimately, that this channel doesn't make any money. So ultimately, if I was like, yeah, it doesn't matter how many times I post a video, it's not going to make any money. So you do have to be careful that you don't just waste your time posting useless videos that aren't that good. But you know, if they could get the views, they're very similar to videos that do get the views. If they had ads in them, yeah, you make a ton of money. But if they aren't, you know, what are you gonna do? Like, most of my channel is does not have views. Like, the majority of my videos don't get like any views really, and most of them just, if they do get views, they don't get many of them, you know. So ultimately, I'll just say, you know, it's this kind of thing where it's like, yeah, you do have to understand, you do have to have a platform though to begin with. Which is why all these people had platforms before they went into reaction content. Like, pretty much every single successful reaction content channel I have seen has had other content. They're like, I've seen reaction content that were gaming before, reaction content which were, you know, also gaming and then turn into philanthropy, channels. I've seen channels that are all these, you know, these kind of things where like they shift. So yes, it would work for Nicky, but it probably wouldn't work for someone like myself, because reaction content just isn't enough. No one's going to subscribe for reaction content. Most reaction content only channels that were set up not by people who are already a massive following don't have many subscribers.
That is a good idea. Where I just am watching it and I'm like this would literally be what the channel would look like. It'd be like this.
To this day, wish I was on the dream team. You know, it's still in the back of my mind.
Okay.
Don't understand.
So he's whispering into his ear.
Didn't select me. I met the criteria.
It's like a voiceover. Oh,
Mike right here. Talk to him.
Yes, I love those kind of videos.
But I met the criteria.
It is to be careful with the audio though, because sometimes it can sound good, and then it just shifts into just being really, really bad, especially when people try to do imitations. Because see, you can do imitations of people, roughly, and be like, you know, try to do their accent, you know. But if you start shifting into other stuff, if you start trying to sort of you know, do directly someone's accent, like Jim, I have to say, Jim is a great fella. You know, I mean, he's fairly violent, but you know, if you're trying to imitate Jim, obviously there's going to be a problem there, because, you know, if you're trying to do Jim, well, maybe you can't do Jim. You could do Jim's vague accent, but you can't really do, you know, Jim as such. So you know what I mean? Like, just saying, you know, it does break the immersion. Why am I saying that?
Nick is not reacts. Dude, this is a good idea. I could kill this. This video has 6.5 million views.
How many subscribers?
I could make so much money.
Wait, did they have a join button? Oh my god, I hate that. Reaction content YouTubers that already earn millions and that tell their fans to give them more money. Don't do that, okay? Don't ever do that, because it is just so annoying to see. I can understand it from people who don't have as many, you know, views, and maybe, you know, they just want to do the thing they want to do, and, you know, they just want to sort of be able to do the thing they want to do, ultimately. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's like, they want to do that. I understand that. But once you cross over a certain amount of wealth based on ads and all these things, ads and sponsorships, you've got to stop asking for money. You've got to stop asking for money on merchandise, or at least, you know, slash your merchandise prices, and definitely stop being like, buy my merch, buy my merch, buy my merch, you know, because that thing, you've got to stop telling them to go to your Patreon or subscribe to your YouTube membership thing. No, you got to stop doing all that stuff, because ultimately that is you stealing. You if you're earning millions from views and sponsorships, what are you doing? You know,
Nick is not reacts. I mean, if we all pooled together some ideas and we were just like, okay, like, you could literally go on TikTok and look up hashtag like lucky and then do a video like, world's luckiest people, hashtag fail, world's biggest fails. Oh, it'd be so easy. You'd get DMCA striked all the time. No, I just take out the music. She doesn't get DMCA striked. It's got ads.
You are using content though. Like, if you're not careful, you'll start to use content which is a little bit more owned by professional studios. And then I'll just be like, yeah, you know that indie creative they stole from? Yeah, but you put our video in there too. And you see, our video is ours. And that's our content. And now we're going to copyright strike you because you stole our content, you little shit. So guess what? You also stole content on one of our other videos. And another video. Looks like your channel's just been deleted. Also, you know, that happens, you know.
I mean, it would be game over. Anyways, thanks for watching my hater video, YouTube. If you want to see more hater videos, subscribe. And listen, at the end of the day, I just want to point out, technically what these people are doing is not wrong. I mean, they kind of are like taking other people's content and making money off of it without adding anything to it or making it anything interesting or useful. But it becomes a gray area because technically, down to the definition, I am like doing the same thing. I'm just watching something and then making money off of it. But there's a middle ground where it's like you start to add more to it, you start to make it your own. Most of the video isn't just you watching the actual video, you're actually doing something about it. But yeah, react videos aren't the same as commentary, but I just want to play devil's advocate, okay? It's a hater video, I'm hating, that's it.
Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, remember, subscribe, and even leave a little comment down below. Less than like 1% of the people who watch the videos actually leave a comment. So, you know, let me know what you actually thought of the video, deep down inside of your heart. You know where you can find me on social media at nickisnotgreen everywhere. I stream on twitch.tv/nickisnotgreen sometimes. I have a bunch of channels, check them all out. And that's the end of the video. I'm not gonna bore you anymore. Bye-bye. Have a good day. I'll see you soon.
Alistair, you're the business. Because...
Okay, so yeah, there we have it. Sort of stuff there. That is greenisnotnick channel. Go ahead, subscribe to that. And I've just liked the video there and left a nice comment. Now, anyway, that's just me looking at someone looking at reaction content because, well, you know. But yeah, hopefully I've added stuff. I would simply wrap it up by saying, technically speaking, I think the whole issue around fair use becomes a problem when you don't ask for permission. I think it is fine if you're critiquing the person, but if you're just watching it, I think ultimately you do need to ask permission at least. I have had videos before, I've said before, where I have asked for permission. Unfortunately, I had to edit the video before the person got back to me because I've videos where it's been like 3 months and the person hasn't responded. You know, it's annoying, but you know, but anyway, obviously if they emailed me and said I would want you to take that down, I would take it down. The point I'm making is that ultimately, you know, I would say if you're going to be not critiquing them, I think you do need to have permission, which is why I'm going to be waiting for an email back from It's Not Green, you know, before I publish it. So if I get an email, you know, I probably won't publish it, you know.
Boss Alistair made sure his amazing...
Okay. Anyway, thank you for watching, and please do go ahead, subscribe to greenisnotnick, and go ahead and, you know, like the video. Anyway, so